Hey guys, I hope you all are staying well. This week I decided to check in with my friend and fellow journalist Mikala Compton. She is a photojournalist at a small paper about an hour out of Austin, Texas, in a town, I believe it's called New Braunfels, but I might have mispronounced that. So I just wanted to touch base with her as we get daily updates, hourly updates, and sometimes as journalists and having to cover it and have how we're covering it in different ways. So I wanted to check in with her to see what coronavirus is like in Texas, how she's handling and adapting to it. So here's what she had to say.
We're doing things on a day by day basis, and we stopped having our weekly planning meetings because the news is changing so fast that it's pointless to plan. I can't really work remotely because I'm the photographer, so I want to go out and take pictures. I've been trying to stay 6 feet apart, and I've been using my long lens a lot, and I'm disinfecting everything and not going into people's houses any longer. Uh, I'm I'm trying to figure out creative ways to do things without going inside. I met with a mom a couple weeks ago, when this was first ramping up, that was taking it super seriously because she has lupus, and so her and her son and daughter, they've all been self-quarantining. So I went over there and took a portrait of her and her daughter, um, and through their window in the back. And then she called her daughter over to the window, and her daughter just started crying because she was very overwhelmed with like everything going on in the world. So I don't know. It was a very telling image of what's going on in the world at this time. But it was also really bizarre to just speak through someone through a window. From that moment on, it's felt like a very different world that we're living in. What I'm working on or trying to work on is to take portraits and do a photo series on healthcare workers and how they're social distancing or isolating themselves from other members of their household. So whether they had to, I talked to one woman who sent her family away to Houston to go live with their grandma because she's not gonna risk being around her kids. My job used to be so dependent on what events are going on around town, and that's not happening anymore. There's no events for the next 2 months.
And then slowly in the last few weeks, I've seen the stories of papers furloughing people, and now some TV stations are also furloughing employees. Is that a fear of yours at all, or has that been any discussion at your state paper?
So I was terrified 2 weeks ago, because our boss was just really he was vague because he didn't know too much information either. But we're a small paper, but luckily we're owned by a smaller company, so they're not slashing jobs left and right or anything like that. We are fortunate enough to be a small paper in a growing city, which is kind of unique. A lot of our ad revenue is from event advertising, and there's no events going on. So we've lost a bunch of advertising just from that, but then also people it's a lot of small businesses that advertise with us, so they're just pulling left and right because they can't work. So what's the point of advertising? And all the restaurants are shut down. So that is a huge burden on us. And so we have 8 people on our editorial staff, and they furloughed 2 of them. That if this continues on for another 6 months, then it's time to really worry about it. So It's a lot of localizing national or global issues. Um, so I like that I'm able to do that and like show how this is impacting like our community here. It's not just like in the big cities, like it's in the small cities too. And like I don't know what people like in New Braunfels would do without a local paper. Like I think coronavirus times has like really shed light on the power of local journalism and like the value of it because like people need to know like when their schools are closing, like when like what businesses are closing, like what ordinances the city is putting out. Um, and like the best way to do that is local journalism.